Hey guys, it's Alicia from The Pretty Pages. Welcome back to my channel. I just want to firstly apologize to you guys for taking freaking forever to get out another video. My life has been insane. Right now I'm actually on vacation at my grandma's house in this small little town. It's a beautiful day outside and there isn't really a place to film inside, so I'm filming outside today. It's all good, but if you do hear a car pass by, that is why. And hopefully when I look back at this, it won't be that bad and you'll be able to hear me still, because I need to get my feelings out on video form. I stayed up till 4:30 a.m. last night reading this certain book. It took me by complete surprise and I loved every single second of it. And that book is Lord of Shadows by Cassandra Claire. Holy crap, holy freaking crap. You guys, if you haven't picked up this book yet, please do. It is amazing and it is just so thrilling, and just all the characters are so lovable. And I guess like my non-spoiler section would just be, each of the characters are lovable in their own individual ways, and that's one of the things that I love so much about Cassie Clare's books, is that you just can connect to each individual character. Yeah, it takes place in a fantasy world. It has nothing to do with our society now, but it does at the same time. Like, it's so relevant, and that is exactly what I love about these books. I can't say anything else without spoiling. Just basically, this book is amazing and you need to go read it. So if you haven't yet, go read it and don't watch this video because there will be major spoilers ahead. Okay? Okay. Bye! Okay, you guys. So let's just break down this book for a second. This 699 page book. Seriously amazing. The characters are just, oh! Let's just start off by talking about the beginning for a second. So I was expecting Mark and Emma to be dating, obviously, because that's how the cliffhanger of the last book ended. And I was really pleasantly surprised that they actually were not dating. There wasn't any sparks, and that makes me so happy because Emma and Mark just do not mesh well for me, and they never have. And so that was just really great. And I love the beginning fight scene. Oh, that fight scene was one of my favorites. I love seeing Emma and Julie fighting together on the Ferris wheel. And I love that beginning scene. I love the humor at the beginning. It just set the tone for me for the entire book. We have the Centurions come in right at the beginning, and I was just not for it at all. You know, I found that they weren't trustworthy at all. In the last book, I didn't trust them, and when Ty said he wanted to go join them, I was just like, no. Like, you cannot leave this precious bubble baby Ty, because Ty's like adorable and cute, and I love him, and he just can't leave. When we found out that the Centurions were coming to investigate, I had a really icky feeling. And Diego is a Centurion, and the last book, I did not like him at all. I didn't trust him. Perfect Diego, my butt. And in this book, honestly, he wasn't my favorite. I didn't really trust him at all in this book either, for obvious reasons, the fact being that he was engaged to Zara. Still, even after that, even after we find out that it's all like a ruse to infiltrate Nazi initiative group that they have, even though we found that out, I still didn't trust him. Like, him and like Jamie were not my favorites in the book, and so I just don't really want to talk about them all that much because I didn't love them as much. And it could be that we don't really know them very well, but what we did get to know them, I didn't really like. So moving on, I want to talk about Diana for a minute. I love her now, but honestly, I had a really hard time trusting her in the last book. I expected her to be like an axe murderer or something. I don't know, because I know that's how Cassie like built it up in the last book. She built it up so we didn't trust her, because there was this whole coming out scene that she had to have in this. It was really refreshing, I found, to like see that in literature, and because that's something that we don't see a lot. I felt like the response that Diana got in this novel from Gwyn was just really refreshing and really nice to see. And he was just like, "Can I hold you?" Yes. yes, you can, because he's Gwyn and he is so lovable, and I never thought I would say that, but it's so true. He is one hunk of a fae. I just gotta say it. He's attractive and gorgeous and everything I could ever want. I love Gwyn. I love him. He's a man's man. I want to talk about Arthur. Arthur in this book for me really redeemed himself, and I know that was intended, but I really felt a lot of emotion when we got his perspective of things, and when we could see that he was really struggling and that he was actually sane, and like he couldn't control when he would go into those parts of his mind that he, you know, were crazy and that were really addled by the fairy. And so it was really heartbreaking and touching to see that come across in his perspective, because it was a constant battle, and he knew that he wanted to take care of his family and he wanted to be there and not let Julian run the institute, but he couldn't. Like, he didn't really have a choice, which I found really heartbreaking. When he came out of those doors to fight the demons and just went and totally slayed the demon, it made me so happy. And when he stepped up to sacrifice himself for his family, I really felt like crying, because the way it was written was just really beautiful and heartbreaking, and I absolutely adored every single second of it. I just really have a love for him, and I find him so intriguing and interesting, and I just want to know more about Arthur. So yeah, I loved how we got more point of views in this book. I love the addition of Kit's point of view in this book. I love the addition. I think we get to see Livy a little bit, and Diana. I almost have more of a love for the side characters than I do Julian and Emma. It's okay. The ship's okay. It's okay. Like, it's just like a boat for me. It's not like a whole like cruise ship, you know what I mean? Like, it's cool. It's there. I do ship it, but like I don't ship it as much as I do like other characters in the series. I want to go back to like talking about Kit's point of view for a second. Oh my gosh, Kit, my love. I love him so freaking much. Like, I cannot even tell you how much I love Kit. His point of view was awesome, and it brought the humor that we needed in this book. It really did. I really appreciate how funny he is and how he gets along with Ty, and I ship them a lot. I want them together, and you know, I know that in this book we couldn't quite tell if it was becoming a best friend or a boyfriend kind of thing, but I guess it could go either way and I'd be okay, but I have a feeling it's gonna go the latter. I think they're gonna be boyfriends, but we will see. I just love the whole like trio between Livy, Ty, and Kit. I loved how they like work together to solve things, and I love the whole like Sherlock Watson dynamic between Ty and Kit. That was just adorable. I love the dynamic between the two of them, and they better end up together in one of these books, or I'm just gonna, no, I will be upset. So let's talk about when they go to Fairy. I loved that part. When Mark was gone and he just up and left, I was like, okay, I understand you still probably have some pent up feelings for Kieran, but like, why leave Christina behind? You need her. You guys need each other, because I love them so much. I love them almost a little more than I love Ty and Kit right now. Like, that's how much I love Mark and Christina. So for me, that whole trip to Fairy was just all about Mark and Christina. I loved their whole scene at the revel and how they were dancing together, and then when they got like tied with the ribbon and they were like connected that way, I was like, this is gonna come back to bite them in the butt. And you know what, I was okay with it in the end, because hey, they couldn't be separated, and that's all I want in life, is for Mark and Christina never to be separated. I love them so much. Also, when we were at Fairy, we saw some stuff happen to Emma and Julian. We saw how Emma's dad came back in the form of that fairy warrior, and I was kind of upset that she believed it so quickly, because we all know that like the Fae play mind games and tricks and stuff, and I just kind of got upset that she just gave up so easily. I mean, I was really glad when Julian stepped in to like save everyone, but at the same time, like, that was one son of a gun, okay? I do not trust Julian whatsoever. Yeah, I trust him to do what's best for his family and what's best, well, I don't even know if I could say that. I'm gonna just kind of skip forward a little bit, but I believe that this whole death of Livy is gonna put him on a downward spiral that he doesn't need to be going down. In the next book, I think that he is just gonna basically go crazy, and he is gonna really let his darkness show. There were references in this book about how many times he thought about how Kieran was like, you know, there's darkness in you, you know, you are good at manipulating people, and that kept coming in the forefront of his mind, and he let it happen, and he was okay with it. I don't know, I think he's a really crazy dude when it comes down to it. There were like red flags where I was just like, okay, that's not okay, like that's not okay, that definitely is not okay. He was very, very, very manipulative, and it kind of scared me. He scares me. Julian really, really scares me. Yeah, that was that. Let's talk about the whole Mark, Christina, Kieran thing. What is going on there? It's really, I don't like it, but then at the same time I do, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know if the whole scene with Emma where she was like, is this gonna be some like weird threesome thing? I don't know if that is foreshadowing or not. But if it is, I think that'd be kind of weird. I feel like, personally, Kieran is good for Mark's past, but I don't know if he's good for his future. If you think about it like realistically, I don't know if it would work. I feel like it would work better with Christina in the future. But I mean, if they, I don't know, if they do like this whole threesome thing, I think it would be really weird. But at the same time, I wouldn't mind it very, very much. I don't think. Oh! There's a dog right there. Not my dog. Okay. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. But then like I found myself really liking the whole dynamic between the three of them. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to think about that. Let's just move on. Let's just talk about Annabeth for a moment. I did not trust Annabeth at all, ever. So for the fact that the Blackthorns just trusted her because she was family makes me kind of upset. If you think about it, she's a girl with vengeance on her mind. The first thing she did when she woke up is stab her lover that, yeah, she had to listen to for 5 years, who was making her upset. So she stabs him a bunch of times. They know this going into trusting her. They know it, and they still decide to trust her. She's like Julian, okay? She's very like manipulative when she wants to be to get what she wants. And that makes me so upset that they just blindly trusted her. I thought it was really cute how Ty wrote that letter to Annabeth, you know? And I got emotional when like Julian was reading it. It was like really, really cute. But then like after that, how she was just like so willing to do what Julian wanted. Yeah, Julian is manipulative and he's a charmer and he does stuff to get what he wants. There's no way like she, like after what she went through and after watching herself get tortured again by the Clave, like there's no way that she would be okay with just going back into that world. You're taking a traumatic experience she went through that she's already experienced and you're basically making her relive it by watching it again, and she's totally fine afterwards. Like, I do not think so. And I think that whole last scene, oh gosh, that last scene was just crazy, and I'll get back to more of that in a second. I want to talk about like Magnus and Alec. I loved seeing them in this book. I loved the whole dynamic that they had at the Institute and how they were just so willing to help and be there for these Blackthorns. That's just why I love Magnus and Alec so freaking much. And Magnus is sick, so I don't know what that means exactly, but I want to know more about that. I really hope he doesn't die because Alec probably just lost Robert, his dad, and so Alec really needs Magnus. I don't know, like Robert seemed to be dead, but they never like showed them trying a rune on them or anything. So I don't know if he's dead or not. I secretly hope that he's not, because this whole like Emma and Julian thing really needs to be resolved. I'm kind of getting sick of it, them not figuring out the crap. So please let them figure out their crap in the next book, because they just need to be together and then everything will be okay, right? Right? Cortana. Cortana is an awesome sword, I just gotta say. But also, I think it's like crazy how the mortal sword just was destroyed like in an instant by Cortana. We knew that Cortana could like kill anything and cut through anything. We've known that since the last book. but I never imagined the mortal sword to be destroyed. I never saw that coming. I don't know. And I mean, it kind of is a big deal though. For it to just be like destroyed in a second by Cortana is just insane. To gain the power of the things that it destroys, I want to know all that it's destroyed. We know that it's destroyed the Black Book. We know it's destroyed the Mortal Sword. But like, what else? It's had a long life, right? So it must have like destroyed a lot of stuff. And I just wonder if there's like a way you could wield the magic through the sword. That's probably in the Black Book. I don't know. Everything's in the Black Book, which is weird, by the way. They found out that it's been in the Blackthorn family for like centuries, or for a really, really long time. So does that mean that a Blackthorn wrote it? That makes sense, because I really think those Blackthorns have some darkness in them. I want to know where that could go with the whole Black Book and the family and Cortana. I just want to know where that is going to go in the next book. Let's just talk about like Zara right now and her whole plan to become like the Nazi ruler of the Shadowhunter world. What the crap? Seriously, I understand the Shadowhunters don't really know mundane things and that they don't understand that, but come on, are you serious? Kate was like, hello, World War II, like, do you guys never read a history book? Obviously not, because that is the most stupid thing I've ever heard in my entire life. They're all just like Nazi Shadowhunters wanting to just annihilate every single downworlder there is, which is not okay. Just because they're not human doesn't mean they don't have humanity in them. Oh, it makes me so mad. I hate Zara, and I hate Manuel or whatever. Do not trust him whatsoever. Gosh, I hate him too. They could just go jump off a cliff. The cottage scenes, I really actually liked them. I was pleasantly surprised. I like seeing Julian and Emma when they are funny and they kind of bounce off each other with like one-liners. So I really, really liked that. I loved all the jokes that they made about each Shadowhunter name. They're pretty cute when they want to be, but still not my favorite. I loved how we found out that Julian gets his skills from Annabeth. That is another reason why I'm like, you guys are too similar, which scares me, okay? Like, I do not approve of that at all. I loved how Magnus was smart enough to be like, okay, you guys need to go get help. Like, you guys are being so stupid. You need to get the help that comes in this territory. No one has ever gotten help before, so you guys need to be the ones to seek it out. You need to talk to Robert. That didn't go well, obviously. It was a good idea, don't get me wrong, like, it was a really good idea, but I don't know if exile is gonna work like that. They didn't even tell him everything. They're like, yeah, we still want to be Parabatai, but we just want to be exiled so the love fades. No, your plans are to be together after the exile, so how does that, you weren't telling him all the truth. Oh, it just annoys me. Oh, just tell the truth. Come on, just tell the truth. I loved the reunion that we saw between Helen and Mark at the end, and I thought it was really heartfelt for like a few seconds before everything went to crap. Everyone was so happy. It was so sad. And I had like me turning the pages so quickly because I wanted to know what was happening at the end. Seriously, everything was just exploding into like a mess, and I was becoming a mess, and it was just awful. It was awful, awful, awful. Livy. That was so sad. Basically, the things that I want to see happen in the next book. Mark, Christina, and Kieran resolved completely. I want to see Christina happy. I don't want to see her with Diego. Please don't end up with Diego. And I think she deserves a lot better. Mark. She deserves Mark, okay? It's just Mark. Just Mark. Mark. Yeah, Mark. And I want to see them grieve for Livy because that was heartbreaking. I don't want to see them down and spiraling the entire book. I want to see them come out of it and push through it and turn that negative energy into positive, reinforcing energy to fight the bad guys and win the war. I want to see Magnus better, and I want to see Annabeth dead, like really dead, and I want to see the Unseelie King dead really dead. Just this whole Ash thing figured out. I didn't even talk about that, but Ash is probably Sebastian's son. Just saying. That's it, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you like it, subscribe, give it a thumbs up or something. I don't know, do what you want, but I would appreciate it a lot. And I really hope you guys decide to read Lord of Shadows. You will not regret it. Thank you for watching.